This is the Wrestling Old Head. You have entered the portal of pro wrestling.
What the world is watching.
Wow, I can't believe it's already the holiday season. It is well upon us. And something more than just the holiday season, it is actually Wargames time of the year. You have Wargames for the WWE, and then you have a version of Wargames with AEW's Blood and Guts. Both of those spectaculars are happening within the same month in November. On the AEW side, they're going to need probably an extra ring. Now, you know they do 2 rings. They're probably going to need a third because they have signed a 6-on-6 women's Blood and Guts match. And of course, they also have the men's Blood and Guts match involving the Death Riders. And on the WWE side, it's all still a mystery. It's all still building a mystery, Sarah McLachlan style. The WWE has yet to announce the participants in their women's and men's war game. And as I've been talking about war games, if you've been paying attention to this channel, then you know that I had a set match in my head. I was predicting one of the biggest war games matches in WWE or professional wrestling history. You were going to have The Vision, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and you were going to have Brock Lesnar, and you were going to have Drew McIntyre, and you were going to have Seth Rollins, but then Seth Rollins got hurt, and that threw everything out of whack. But at the time, it was going to be Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Brock Lesnar, and Drew McIntyre on one side. On the other side, you would have Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, LA Knight, or Jimmy Uso, CM Punk, and Cody Rhodes. Would have been the most spectacular lineup of top WWE superstars in the cage that has ever been assembled as long as the WWE has been doing their war games. Now, Seth Rollins being legitimately out through a monkey at that wrench or something like that. So anyways, so now with the War Games men's match probably being thrown off completely, they're looking to assemble on the men's side something that makes sense. And one of the things that I love when the WWE does is when they thread multiple stories together and they intertwine them. So right now you have Logan Paul apparently aligning himself with The Vision. So it seems to me that it's a foregone conclusion that you're going to get Logan Paul, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed involved in some way in War Games. Now, who are they feuding with? Well, they're feuding with Jimmy and Jey Uso and CM Punk. So logic is telling me that CM Punk and the Usos are going to at least compile of 3 of the 5 that you would think on the other side. So you got 3 over here, you got 3 over here. To me, Brock Lesnar seems to be the perfect choice on the most hated side with The Vision, right? You got Brock Lesnar. Paul Heyman did him a favor at WrestlePalooza, came out and introduced him. Vintage Paul Heyman introduction for Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar looking jacked, bigger than he's ever looked before in his career, goes out, he squashes John Cena. So John Cena being on the other side, to me, would make sense. Is the WWE going to do that? I don't think so. I don't think they're going to put John Cena in War Games when he only has a handful of appearances left. I would have thought it would have been cool, just like I see a lot of rumor going around that John Cena is going to win the Intercontinental Championship because he's never won that before. I think him participating in War Games is a lot more historical in my opinion. John Cena never won the Intercontinental Championship because he was too busy breaking records for winning the World Championship. He just, it wasn't on his radar. As prestigious as the Intercontinental title is, he broke Ric Flair's professional wrestling on the entertainment side record, right? Because if you look at his record, Ric Flair has like 21 championships or something like that, but that's for another day. The point is, John Cena won and beat Ric Flair's world title record, so that's why he doesn't have the Intercontinental Championship. I think him being a part of War Games checking that box off of the list of legacy items that he should accrue before he retires and walks off into the sunset. I feel like Wargames is way more appealing, but are they going to do that? I find that unlikely. So now you insert LA Knight. So you've got CM Punk, you've got the Usos, and you've got LA Knight, right? And I think the story going in on that side is, can they coexist? They have mutual enemies with the Division or the Bronze Age or the Logan Paul Vision, or I don't know, the Prime Vision. Yeah, there we go, the Prime Vision. So they got Brock on the other side, and you got LA Knight on that side. So now we got 4-on-4. Now we just need to pick 2 more guys, right? So I look at Drew McIntyre, and I noticed that he lost that match on Saturday night's main event. And I'm thinking about what would be his trajectory going forward, right? There is history with Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. There's history with Drew McIntyre and the Usos. Hell, there is real history with Drew McIntyre and LA Knight dating all the way back to January at the Royal Rumble. So if you insert Drew McIntyre on that side of the coin, you've got threaded stories. It makes sense, okay? A frustrated Drew McIntyre aligning with the Vision, Brock Lesnar, and Logan Paul. What an all-star lineup on that side. Now, if I'm going to count John Cena out of the equation here, and let's say, just for shits and giggles, that we count Cody Rhodes out, because you don't want to have both world champions a part of Wargames. I get that. Now, the argument would be that they both competed and defended their championships on Saturday night's main event, so that can negate them having to defend it at Survivor Series. And, historically, Survivor Series is usually about 4 to 5 matches anyways. They are in a big stadium, but they're probably going to want to beef that card up just a tad bit. Am I right? Like, they're going to want to stack that card up. Now, I believe Cody Rhodes should be a part of Wargames. It's his father's thing. Dusty created it. I just think it makes more sense if they include him. But let's just say for now, we'll exclude him so we can get a bit more creative. So you got the Usos. You got LA Knight. You got CM Punk. Can they coexist? And who will be the 5th man? Roman Reigns. So, unlike last year, where I felt like this would have been the running story, where they reunited the bloodline and then they inserted CM Punk, and it was kind of like, are they going to coincide? Are they going to work together to defeat the new bloodline? That was like, I thought would have been the prevailing story there. They actually went a different route. They went the route of, can you trust CM Punk? And can Roman trust CM Punk more specifically, right? And I think they've been building this way for a long time. I actually feel at WrestleMania 42, it is a strong possibility that we get CM Punk against Roman Reigns. And I'll do a video about it where I can break it all down for you. The story has been there this whole time. Roman Reigns does not acknowledge CM Punk when he's the world champion. CM Punk wins the Undisputed World Championship, does not acknowledge Roman Reigns as a challenger. He was listing off all these guys that he wanted to compete with. He even mentioned JD McDonough, who's, immensely talented, but come on, it's JD McDonough. He mentioned JD McDonough before he mentions Roman Reigns. So I know that's got to draw the ire of Roman Reigns at some point, right? So you've got the beef between CM Punk and the Usos and LA Knight and CM Punk. Can they coincide? And then they insert Roman Reigns, who's got beef with almost everybody there. Jay has pretty much undercut Roman ever since that he started to kind of go out on his own and trying to become his own man. He's starting to emulate Roman a lot. Now it seems like he wants to get out of Roman's shadow entirely, and he wants to do his own thing. So you insert him on that side. The most hated group, the Prime Vision, they seem to be more of the odds-on favorites just because of the collective. You look at those guys, just as a squad of like Braun Breaker, Drew McIntyre, and Brock Lesnar. Those are world beaters. And then you add Bronson Reed and Logan Paul onto that mix. God forbid if Bronson Reed tries to do another tsunami off the top of the cage, because we all know what happened when he tried that last time. Let's just pray to God that doesn't happen again. So now you got a story, and it all kind of makes sense. Like every superstar is in this Wargames, and it would make sense. But now you look at the women's side, and you look at what would make sense here. So this past Monday on Raw, I noticed that Becky Lynch ran into the Kabuki Warriors. And this is all off the top of the dome, you guys. I don't have any notes here, so I'm going to try to make sense of this off the top of my head. You got Becky Lynch running into the Kabuki Warriors. It looked like there could have been a confrontation, maybe some beef there, but what if you add those three to the War Games match on the women's side? So you've got Asuka, Kairi Sane, and Becky Lynch. That's them for now. Now, on the other side of that coin, you've got Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and originally here, I was going to go with AJ Lee. It would be great if AJ Lee was a part of War Games. I don't know if they're going to do AJ Lee in War Games. If they do, it would be amazing. But I actually think they're going to go with Maxine Dupree here. I think that would be the more obvious choice, right? Considering that Maxine Dupree has been getting one up on Becky for a while. They've been building to Maxine being formidable as a challenger for the Intercontinental Championship on the women's side. There's a beef there. There's a story that's been intertwined. So Maxine joins up with Rhea Ripley, Io Sky. You've got Becky Lynch and the Kabuki Warriors. Now we just need two more women, okay? So you look on that side and you go, well, you can do Becky or Lyra. And you would be right. That would make a ton of sense, right? Now, if they're going to stick with just the brands, okay, so they're not going to go off to SmackDown at all, let's just say they'll stay with Raw. Let's remove Maxine Dupree for just a second, and let's insert Bayley and Lyra, okay? So you've got Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Lyra Valkyria, and Bayley. Okay, so you got four on that side. You've got the Kabuki Warriors. You've got Asuka. You've got Kairi Sane. You've got Becky Lynch. Maybe you get Roxanne Perez, and maybe you get Raquel Gonzalez. Okay, so now you've got five on that side. You've got Rhea Ripley. You've got Io Sky. You've got Lyra Valkyria. You've got Bayley. And then you add Maxine Dupree. And there you go. That's your War Games. And that's, like I said, guys, off the top of my head, no notes. Now, if they incorporate SmackDown, you've got more of, at your leisure, you've got a bigger roster. You can add Charlotte. You can add Alexa Bliss. You can add, you can go Yard and go Jade Cargill. And then on the other side of that coin, you can add Bianca Belair, making her triumphant return to the WWE. You can add Tiffany Stratton to the War Games match. So if they go multi-brand with it, I think you have more of an opportunity to do something really fun with the women's side of War Games. Now, these, like I said, these are just predictions. These are not spoilers, although it seems more likely we'll get that type of men's War Games rather than the women's War Games that I predicted. Seems more likely they're going in that direction with the men's. We'll see what happens. Now, remember, they're in a stadium. Now, the rumor and innuendo is that the ticket prices are doing pretty good at $30,000, but overall ticket prices are at a decline. Ratings are in a decline. So the WWE is going to look to beef some things up. They're going to start to make some waves. I'd be surprised, as I'm recording this, SmackDown is airing. I'm going to go check it out, catch up on SmackDown. But as I'm recording this with SmackDown going on, I would not be surprised if you see something crazy or something to catch the eye of the fans happening on SmackDown going into Monday Night Raw. And then on Raw, I feel like they're really going to beef it up because they're going to want to draw people back in. They're going to want to get that momentum back. You know, there's like all kinds of stuff going on. I see YouTube content creators and reporters alike talking about the WWE being out of the boom period. This is the type of up against the wall pressure that the WWE will need in order to start putting on the product that we've been yearning for. They do this. They go into a lull. They get kind of complacent and they go on autopilot. And then when things start to crank up, it's usually because they're under pressure with declining ticket sales, you know, bad publicity, bad reviews, and or AEW or another promotion starts coming at their necks, right? Now, the biggest competition right now that's going on this month is going to be whether or not Blood and Guts has the better War Games matches or WWE puts on the better Match Beyond matches And we'll see how they do on this side. I'm probably going to do a video on AEW's Blood and Guts, but I'm going to combine that with my predictions thread. I might do a predictions thread for Wednesday because Wednesday looks to be a pretty stacked pay-per-view quality card for AEW, so look for that. Now, if you like this video, go ahead and click the like button and think about subscribing because I get you all you can handle when you subscribe to the channel. And just, hey, guys, just to let you know, the economy is pretty tough out there. So I'm going to give you guys a discount. When you hit the like button and then you hit the subscribe button, smash that subscribe button, I'm going to give this channel free 99, you guys. That's it. Free 99. You don't even have to pay the 99. It's free. And it's on me, you guys, because once you come into the portal of pro wrestling, we're going to have fun. We're going to talk about professional wrestling, something that you love, something that I love, and I promise you'll have a good time. That's my word. Handshake on that. My hand's out. You can't see it because I'm doing just an audio, but trust me, my hand's out, and when you shake that hand is usually when you subscribe. This has been the Wrestling Old Head, you guys. Let me know down in the comments what you think about those predictions for the men's and women's War Games matches happening at Survivor Series. Do you think those matches make sense? The participants make sense? And if not, or if so, I want to hear what you guys think the matches are going to be for the women's and the men's War Games going into Survivor Series. Go ahead and let me know in the comments. Thanks again, you guys, for stopping by. And as always, stay tuned for more. See you in the next one, you guys.